All right, so I'm always looking for a next project. You know, Lane Book, Craigslist, OfferUp, police auction, local auction, swap meet, whatever I can find the next project, I'm always looking. And there's a lot of places, and usually never anything good. But I think I found something. I found a Q1s, and it's an abandoned project for $1,000. I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna review it, and then I'm gonna make it dope. So join the fun. Does not sound good. So here it is. It's a Fiido Q1s with a full crown suspension fork. This is a build that I'm fairly familiar with. I've built a Fiido Q1s and a Fiido Q1. It's a full suspension and a non-suspension version of this. It's a scooter with 12-inch wheels, 12-inch motors. This build was abandoned by a local guy, and he sold to me for $1,000. Now, when I saw it listed online, and I saw it with the dual crown suspension fork, 60 volt dual input motor, my quick calculations, the $1,000 was actually a fairly good deal. So going through the whole thing, the guy sold me this and a box of parts, basically $2,000 worth of equipment for $1,000. So we're gonna go through the build, what he did, and I'll show you like basically why he abandoned it most likely. Well, there's a bunch of reasons why it looks like. But I'm gonna go through the parts of what he's got, the parts of what it needs, and then we're gonna build it up, and probably in the next video, you'll see the actual full build. So here's the Fiido Q1s for $1,000, and we're gonna make it super fast, super sick. Let's see what happens. So you got the handlebar stock. They're not attached right. That's not right. You got the dual crown suspension fork. It's got a lot of play. That's not right. It originally came without an axle here, because the axle that's stock does not fit this crown suspension fork. So I bought this off eBay or Amazon for $30. It's gonna need better wiring. See how the wires were run on the outside of the frame? That's a problem. There's damage to them. So when you run wires, you want to run them actually on the inside of the frame if possible. So replaced the stock axle and replaced the 125 millimeter shock in the back that the guy put in. So 125 millimeter is the stock size, but you need at least 165 millimeter if you do not want the rear end to collapse. Basically what is happening here is this shock gets compressed and the rear collapses into this. So you need more than the stock size. So the stock shock doesn't actually compress. It's more of a dampener of some description. This has only a very small compression. 125 will compress and this will collapse. So you need 165. That's a tip for you. So here's the 60 volt dual input single phase motor. So it's got 2 wires running from the outside in, and it's got a 3,000 watt controller. This 3,000 watt controller splits into two 1,500 watts and gets into here. And you should go pretty fast. But as you see here, the rotor is pointed the right direction to go this way. But you see the motor is going the wrong direction. As you see, it doesn't really go that direction. So we may have a problem with the motor. We may have to take it completely apart and flip it over. We'll see what happens there. And it doesn't roll very well, which is a problem. It should continue. So I don't know whether that's a motor wire fault, the mounting fault, or the motor itself is a problem. We'll see. Generally speaking, $2,000 worth of parts for $1,000 is a good deal. I'll take it any day. I mean, really. Especially with shipping, I mean, way over $2,000 with shipping with all these parts. So I'm going to show you next what we're gonna do to get this thing going. So you're going to need a charger. You're going to need a 60-volt battery charger. Here's a 60-volt battery. This happens to be dual input, dual output. Here are the brake mounts. I will be replacing these brakes for the current brakes. And they have electronic cutoffs. You have a GPS tracker. And you have a universal voltage headlight, horn, and light combo. This will be eventually replaced by a new switch with signals. The dampening module, it will be a dampener. I'm not sure which one I'll use yet. You got a new handlebar mount directly to the fork. These are cable management covers. Cable management. You got cables and various plugs, 2, 3, 4, 5 wire plugs. You got a 60 volt to 15 or 12 volt down. And then you got EC5 connectors for using as for plugs. For fixing the harness there. And here are just some of the parts I'll be using to get that Fiido to the next level. Comment if you have any good ideas on what to do with this next build. Trying to flip it, trying to get $4 grand for it possibly. We'll see what it actually comes out to, like the actual value. Follow the adventure.